So, like I was saying the last time, I need to get this thing done quick. This conversation is going on and on and on. There are people who believe in God, and there are people who believe in science. So, I want to have this opinion shared with you. Now, when we talk of God, or when we want to talk about God, in the Bible, it states clearly that God is a spirit. God is a spirit. So basically, when you're doing these two together, you know that God is a spirit. That is, if you read John chapter 4, verse 24, you realize that God is a spirit. So if you want to worship Him, all His worshippers must do so in truth and in spirit, because He is a spirit. So if you want to worship Him as a worshiper of God, you have to do so by worshiping Him through spirit and in truth. Now, science on the other hand, science on the other hand, I call it the purpose of creation. That is, it deals with the physicalities of the world. Science is basically the physical aspects of the world. That is why people choose to believe in science and don't believe in God. It's fine, it's okay. You can believe in science, but I want you to trust in God. Yes, you can believe in science, but you have to trust in God. You don't need to believe in God, you have to trust in Him. Why would you, or why would I say trust in God? Because from my understanding of trust, it says that trust means placing, um, trust means that a person places complete confidence in other person and can rely on them for anything. Placing your confidence in a person or anything that you can rely in a person that you can rely on them for anything. That is trust. And if you worship God in truth and in spirit, there comes you placing your confidence in this person, God, we are talking about. When you place your confidence in Him and you worship Him in truth and in spirit, He gives you that freedom to understand the physicalities or the physical aspect of the world. That is why most of the scientists, they fail, because we have to believe in them. And believe also is another way, or it means temporary concepts that requires the person to place faith in a person for a select time frame. So you cannot say you believe in God. It has to be that you are setting up a time frame. That is, you put a challenge in front of Him. You challenge God. That is where belief comes in. But to do so, you have to trust in Him all the time. If you believe in Him, it should only be that there is something you have placed in front of Him and you are looking forward to His response. That is belief, because it's a temporary thing. Yes, it's a temporary thing. And trust is is forever. Trust is forever. So the reason why I will ask you, or I will urge you to believe in science, is that science is a purpose of creation. I call it purpose of creation because it is the duty of scientists to make you understand creation. It is the duty of science or scientists to make you understand creation. So scientists are actually the purpose of creation. But what is funny is that scientists do not believe in creation. You see the misunderstanding. Scientists do not believe in creation, but these same scientists have created a lot of things with the help of every living thing or whatever that God has created. Scientists have created a lot of things out of these things that God created. But scientists don't believe in creation because scientists are not able to create human being. Sorry. Scientists are not able to create human being. So for that matter, they don't believe in creation. And someone may ask, what is creation? Creation is the act or process of bringing something into existence, something which do not exist. If you are able to bring something which was never in existence, you have created something. Scientists have created a lot of things that were not in existence. But because they cannot create human being, they don't believe in creation. Make this make sense. Because they believe in their knowledge, they trust their knowledge. So they think there is no God. Most of the scientists can prove or tell you or do any other sort of means to prove to you that there is no God. Because they rely on their knowledge, they rely on their wisdom. The reason why they will tell you there's no God is that there is no creation. But the creation simply means that bringing something or processing something which was never in existence into existence. Scientists have created numerous of things that you know and I know. So why can't they believe in creation? Because if they believe in creation, then they will have to accept the fact that there is God, and which they don't want to accept. And science, if you read about science or the meaning of science according to numerous articles, numerous searches and stuff, you can come up with another one. But basically, they all refer to one single thing or one simple thing. That is the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation, experimentation, and the testing of theories against the evidence obtained. So the evidence that were obtained, or the evidence that is obtained, that is what science believe in, because they study the system and the structure and the behavior of the physical and natural world. So the word underlined here is natural. The fact that it's a natural world means that this thing was in existence. Somebody has created that natural thing to be in existence, and that is God. But because scientists do not want to believe or do not want to accept the fact that there is God, they will have their ways and means to say a lot of things, but it will all come down to one thing. The natural world, you know, the systematic study of the structure and behavior of the physical and natural world through observation. So, meaning they will sit down there and observe and then experiment it and test it through their theories against the evidence obtained. So, they will put a lot of things together. And come to think of it, this lot of things they are putting together, most of them are into existence, or most of them are already existing. That is what you should, or they should ask themselves, who created them? Then they will begin to dive deep into spirit where God comes in. It was through this you got that, through that you got this, through this you got that. Scientists will always try to prove that to you. You understand? So, all what I'm trying to say is that you have to trust in God and believe in science, because through God's knowledge, He needed.
I'm going to buy chocolate.
Yeah, but I'm coming. I'm busy. When I'm done, He needed the scientist. God is so clever. God needed the scientist to explain the purpose of creation that God made. So basically, scientists are purposely there to explain why certain things were created. Herbs for medication, this for that, that for this, and sort of many things. So God is so clever and so wisdom that He created these same scientists to make them explain to us that we do not have that knowledge. It is through the science that we can use all the natural things that God has created for our own use, for our own consumption. But these same scientists do not believe in God. They will try and give you excuses upon excuses and evidence and upon evidence, explanation upon explanations. This came through this came through that, this came through this. If you put this and that together, where are you getting that things that you are putting together? The fact that you are putting something together, where did you get that thing from for you to put it together as a scientist? Where did you get that natural things? Where did you get that natural things from? Where did you get that natural things from so that you are going to put it together and create something into existence out of which was already naturally existing? So, bro, sister, what I'm telling you is that do not be deceived by science, because through science can tell you when the sperm go here and there and that, they can create this and do this, and then the baby is created and what and baby comes. And but what I'm still trying to understand is that scientists are not able to do these things on their own. They are doing all these things with the help or with the evidence of what was in existence. They are using the things that are in existence already to create things that are useful for us, but making us to believe that there is no God. So who created the things that these scientists are using for the consumption or for the use of mankind? God created scientists for them. It is their duty, whether they like it or not. God created them for this purpose, so that they will make all these things available to us, so that for we that we do not have that knowledge, we will be able to use the things that God have created for our own consumption, for our own benefit. So God is very clever, and God is existing physically, because He said God himself is a spirit. God is a spirit. If you want to worship him, you do so in truth and in spirit. So don't be deceived. Don't let a religion deceive you that because you belong to a certain religion, these things that God has created is not good. A religion will make you understand or believe that this animal is not good, that animal is not good, this animal is this, that animal is that. But in all, what I understand according to the scriptures is that almost everything he created was for man consumption. There are the ones that other people from different tribes, different religion, they choose to eat them, they choose to use them for religious purposes. Others choose to do them or eat them and use them for religious purposes also. So do not let your religion deceive you that the beautiful things that God has created are for religious purposes, and for that matter, you cannot have them, you cannot use them. Use them the right way, the rightful manner. That is why the scientists are there to guide you, to let you know what to eat, what not to eat. Instead of you to trust or believe in your religion, you can put that belief in science. It will be good for you as a child of God to believe in science than to believe in your religion. Because religion can deceive, religion can lie, religion is the ideas of men. But I know that scientists come up with evidence that is obtained through their experiment, through their observation, through their theories. They come up with evidence making you know that if you drink water at this level enough and that at this time and that time is good for your health. If you eat this food at this time at that time, use what scientists are there to help. Scientists are there to help and guide mankind, not religion. Because with God, you are only going to worship him through spirit and in truth. Because as soon as you lie, that is the end. God is very wicked. Don't joke with him. Do not let your religion deceive you that God is kind, God is mercy, God is forgiving, God is all right. I'm telling you, God is very wicked. The way you think God is not what he is, because he is a spirit, just like your ancestor, just like your nananum. God is even more wicked, more dangerous than your ancestor, than even the God you ever know or some spirit you have ever heard of. God is very wicked and straightforward than that God you know, than that spiritual father, than that spiritual goddess, than that spiritual thing you believe in. God is more wicked and more dangerous than that spiritual things you even believe in, than that your ancestors. Yes. But a religion will make you believe that God is kind, God is forgiving, God is this and God is that. My brother, don't be deceived by religion. Because through religion, people are dying. People are not even going to the hospitals to seek for help, medical attention, because of religion they believe in. But these same scientists were created by God for man purposes, for them to help and guide man. God said we should eat the fruit and the herbs for medication. How would you know that this herb is for that medication? It is the purpose of scientists to help you, to guide you. And in those days, people did not believe in this herbalist, so they have to deceive them with spiritual aspect of it. Nananum said this. Nananum, We don't, there were so many ideas that was happening that people were using that mentality to treat and live with mankind, and there was no problem. So trust in God and believe in science. You can simply do this together and you will live happily ever after. Don't follow that religious practices that is stopping you and hindering you from the beautiful natural thing that God has created for mankind. Almost every living thing or non-living thing or whatever God created are purposely to help and guide mankind. It is for our own good. It is for our own purposes. Everything has a meaningful aspect on your life. Every living thing that you know has a meaning of your life. It has something, it has a role to play in your life. Anything naturally that God created has something or a role to play in your life. Do not let any religion take that away from you. Believe in science because these scientists are here to help you and understand the things that God has made and beautifully, purposely for me and you. Thank you. For more of this, keep subscribing and then you'll get more every day. God and science. God is a spirit, science is physical. Trust in God and then believe in science because trust is everlasting. Trust never get broken. But belief is a temporary thing. Belief is when you place your doubt or believe before. Somebody have to convince you thoroughly through evidence and through whatever before you get to believe the person. Is for temporal. It's not for long. But trust is something that lasts forever. So trust in God and believe in science because it is for your own good. God bless you. We will talk. My name has always been Kweku Anoche Okofrobo Nana Anoche. DJ B ni nyinaa no megye wo so. Aha na mede wobɛsi so ade aseɛ. Bye bye.